Dr. Grizzly to the ER.
Come quick, the waiting room is out of control. Your services are needed.
Go to the back and grab the cleaner for me. www.drcrazy.com.
Alright, welcome back to Talk Your Culture. You are with your one and only host, Chris the Nader. We're gonna change that because people are having a hard problem with pronouncing the Fagin. They just want it to be a fag for some reason. So just try to keep from, people who know that know what it is, but the new people, they're like, because I got a barber vest now and I got it on my vest, and everybody always staring at it, and they scared to say it. So I made up my mind. I said, I'm just gonna have to just say Chris the Nader. But for the new people, those who know me know it's the Faginator. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But we are here, happy to have my guest here. I would like to say a long time friend, but I don't mean we're not really friends. But we was never enemies or someone who got into an argument. Every time we see each other, it was all business. And if you know this guest, you know how he handle business. He handle business on an upscale level. He gonna take care of you when you come to his establishment. If y'all might know him, his real name. Only name I've ever known him to be is the Sir Toot. You have Sir Toot here with us. Man, good to see you.
Always, my bro. Always.
I think the last time I seen you, I was trying to promote them wax songs. It was
not a problem.
Yeah.
It's only a wax song, and until it makes it, because every song is not a wax song.
Well, tell you what, you and DJ Smooth, y'all did everything y'all could to try to help us.
Absolutely.
But the songs, they just didn't do it.
Well, sometimes it's like that.
Just didn't do it.
Yeah, I've been
doing it. I did take a lot of the notoriety that I took from chasing the music business and transferred it over into this. So, it just feels good to have you here as my guest, because I used to be your guest, and it just feels good. Sponsorships for this show has changed. Yes, it's still sponsored by Diamond Cuts, of course, but the Scrimmage Lounge, for as we know, is closed right now, so they are incapable or unable of making the sponsorships for us for now. But we do have a new sponsorship. I'm sorry I don't have it here. I'm supposed to have it here. Hey Green, I'm sorry, but I'm going to do you a solid. You already know how we worked it out. We are also now sponsored by Dr. Grizzly Shoe Cleaning Products. You can follow him on Dr. Grizzly on Instagram. You can follow him on A Green on his Facebook page. And he can drive you from where you need to go, from dirty shoes to clean shoes from there. But you'll see a great promotion of this product at the end of this episode. And yeah. So, dang, Sir Toot, man, I was reading this stuff. Man, you've been around a minute, man.
Oh, yeah, I started a long time ago.
Well, you said where you started your entertainment is in the mid-70s, man.
Yes, sir, 76, November 76. And actually...
How old were you then?
I was 13. I was 13.
Okay, so you was born in the 60s.
In the 60s, early 60s.
God. Let me see now. There's Martin Luther King.
Oh, yeah.
That's Lou Alcindor.
Oh, yeah.
That's Dr. J.
Mm-hmm.
Is some Elvis in there?
Yeah, Elvis was back there, too.
The Temptations.
Temps, yep.
Man.
Yes, sir.
You been around a good little while now.
Yeah, I've been doing it since, what was that, 48 years or so? Somewhere in that area. Yeah.
You started entertainment in 1976.
Yeah, these bones feel it too.
13 years old.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Actually, my dad was going around in groups, lead singer, playing guitar. And so being a youngster, I had to travel around with him a lot. and because I was on a child back then. I got a brother now, but I was on a child then.
Yeah.
And so just hanging around all the time, I just started noticing the instruments, and the members of the groups, they started wanting me to play that instrument. So I actually started playing trombone, sax, and trumpet. But my lips started getting swelling up, getting big. I ain't like that, so I switched over and started playing drums.
Now, why did the lips swell up?
From the pressure.
Oh.
From the pressure.
Oh, okay.
Blowing the horns and what have you.
Oh.
And so and just like having playing the guitar until you get calluses.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well, that's exactly how I stopped playing the guitar. I grabbed it and thought I was finna play it for a while, and then rubbed my fingers across the string one too many times. And
got blisters on them?
Yeah. They was like, you gotta play till it. I ain't gonna be able to make it.
Yeah. So when I first started, I had a blister on my thumb. I kept a white blister on that got that callus on there. And so.
So it say you play the bass, the drums, a little keyboard, and some guitar.
Yep.
And how did you transcend into DJing?
Actually, we had a band. We had a 9-piece band, and we were
9-piece.
9-piece.
Describe 9-piece.
9-piece. We had a full horn section, trumpet, sax, trombone, percussion, drummer, and keyboard, and we had 2 guitars and bass.
9-piece.
Yeah. So
I just wanted to make sure those y'all who didn't know what he was talking about, because I didn't.
Yeah. So but the 9-piece, we found out that the 9-piece really was a little strong one. We got to be 5 pieces. We had a lot of dead weight in the group.
Oh.
Yeah.
A lot of unnecessary instruments.
A lot of unnecessary instruments.
Okay.
Everyone pulling their weight.
Oh, okay.
And
but if they was pulling their weight, it would have worked out.
It would have worked out.
Oh, okay.
But then when the band broke up, we had equipment left over, and so me and my dad decided to put it to use, and that's about the time the disco era came around. And so me and my dad would start going around 77, and we started called ourselves the Master Blasters back then, and we started performing and what have you. And
so you was born in the early 60s, and you was
Correction, 79 when we started Master Blasters, I'm sorry.
But I'm saying you was born in the early 60s, and 79 is like the late 70s. So from the early 60s to 79, the transformation of the dress code, like, wow.
Yeah, we went from bell bottoms to straight leg jeans.
So where was the bell bottom? Is that the 60s or is that the 70s?
That's the latter part of the 60s.
The late 60s.
Late 60s.
In the early 70s.
In the early 70s.
By the mid 70s.
Yeah, it really made a reformation and called the elephant legs, I think they started calling it, on the bell bottoms. But the actual late 60s, early 70s.
Now, me and Mike, we talk all the time, and he said that every fashion was gonna come back. I said, Mike, not them bell bottoms. But they don't make their way back. But they don't call them bell bottoms no more. No. They call them stacks.
Stacks. There you go.
Yeah. I don't think I'm ever be able to get with that.
Well, there's a lot of things I don't think I can get with, but I have to be.
Because listen, the bell bottoms were good on thin people.
Exactly.
Because the top was thin and the bottom was loose, right? But now these stack jeans, like, they start flaring from the belt. So it almost look like a entire bell rather than a bell bottom.
Exactly.
You know, I just can't get with that. I can't get with it. I just know the dress code changes, right? Because each generation, parents don't accept what the kids are wearing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure in the early 60s, as the bell bottom was transcending, there was some parents that didn't like it. Them afros. I know them parents weren't feeling them afros.
Oh, no.
You know, but
especially with the little hand picked in the back.
Yeah. Cause man, you talking about disco now, and man, I got some videos with some guys with some outfit from the parquets.
Yeah, I actually met Larry Dawson. I know Larry.
Man, Larry had on some interesting outfits, him and his group of.
Yeah, he had the snake going around his neck and everything.
They had on the net shirts and the blouses. Not the tuxedo shirt, like the blouse. They had on blouses with stacked high heel looking shoes.
Sure. But Larry's good people. He's very positive. Real.
No. I'm just talking about like the culture, right? Like the way Parquets was dressing. I know it was some parents pissed off.
Exactly.
With them leather pants, you know. And by the time, what's his name? Cameo,
Larry Blackman, Rick James.
With that jock strap on. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what he's indicating. And it's red.
It's a lot of things in the industry that been talked about that.
But I'm just talking, that was bold.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't think anybody else has tried to duplicate what Cameo did with that, man. I haven't seen that.
Mike Jackson came out with that little
cup.
With a little cup too.
But it wasn't red. It was like the same color as his pants, man. You know, Mike used to have it going on.
Yeah, exactly.
He used his dance moves, like, but I don't know. Yeah. But all right, DJing.
Yeah, so I started DJing back in '79.
Man, you graduated class president with a 3.9.
Yep, that was me.
Captain of the football team. 4 years started. They don't do that no more.
Oh no.
They don't do that no more. They don't let ninth graders come in but I'm pretty sure even back then you had to been exceptionally good to be a starter in ninth grade. Like, what was position?
I played tackle.
All 4 years?
I played tackle and end, defense end.
All 4 years?
Yeah. I played strong tackle. Our line was so weak. My brother Lewis, he played basically tight end right beside me. Our line was so weak that we ran the play to the right side. It was kind of easy to figure out because Lewis and I would be on the right side. We wanted to run to the left, we just swap and we go to the left side. And it would just run between me and Lewis. So it was kind of easy to figure out what we was doing.
Well, shout out to Lewis.
Yeah,
y'all had to figure it out, man. Like Ray Lewis and the other dude on the other side of him. A 3.9 average. Like, what did that come from? Is that some parents or that just?
Yeah, I've always strived to be the best I could be. And
that's without your parents pushing you. This was
my mom pushed me a lot on that there, and one of the things a pet peeve was that if I want to play sports, I had to keep my grades up.
Okay,
and that's basically how that went.
But a 3.9, that's quite impressive.
Oh yeah,
there wasn't no cell phones out back then either.
No, no cell phone. No
computers either.
You had to put your time in.
You had to put your time in them encyclopedias and libraries.
Exactly.
Shh, quiet in the library.
Exactly.
Boy, I walked by my son's library in high school. Boy, I ain't see nobody in there. I asked him, what did y'all even still got the library for? He said, well, I just go in there and waste time. I know, because all the information in your phone already. Wow. Captain of the football team for 4 years. Co-captain of, hold on now. Baseball and basketball? So you a dual athlete. You like Deion Sanders out here.
I love Deion. I wasn't quite Deion material.
But I'm saying,
I like the
captain
that,
or co-captain. Yeah. That speaks a lot of what you brought to the team.
Oh, yes, sir. It was, I've always been a leader. And even though I had to lead the stats, right. I've always been a leader.
Locker room guy. Keep everybody in line.
Keep it in line. I'm a team player.
Right.
I've always been a team player.
Wow. Now, for those of y'all, I didn't know this. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people close to Sir Toot that know this. But those of y'all who only just know him as Sir Toot like I do, this is unbelievable. All right, now tell me about basketball because I don't have a lot of knowledge on baseball. Tell me what you did in basketball.
Basketball? Yeah. Oh, I played against some of you guys, some of your studs over here in Thomaston, with the Fish, Caldwell, Lockhart.
Which Caldwell? Oh, you got to be talking about Fleet.
Yeah, Fleetwood.
Okay, so you said Lock. You definitely talking about Fleet.
Yeah, Lockhart, Fish, Stackhouse.
Stackhouse.
Yeah.
Legend.
Willie Howe.
What position?
Tightrope.
Oh yeah. Y'all don't know tightrope. I don't know where he got that name from. He played just like he standing on a tightrope.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yes. What position you play?
Actually, I started out playing center, But at this time, but I never did grow anymore.
Oh, okay.
And so about the 9th grade, I stayed about the same height, and I was actually a point forward. But when
So you mean you can handle the ball?
yeah, so when they pulled me up to varsity, Coach Wimley put me at point guard. Mm-hmm. So pretty much when I came in the game, I was pretty much the point guard.
Now this is the Trojans.
Trojan, yes sir. So
representing them Trojans.
So I pretty much was the defensive specialist. I came in to lock down whoever the guy tightrope.
Yeah.
I came to lock down that guy.
Yeah.
So,
that was a hard job.
Well,
Listen,
I helped him to 6 points.
What was it like back then? Because I went to school in high school from 99 through 96, 95, something like that. And we was never able to just dominate, Lamar County like that. Not my group. Like we would win, but we wouldn't dominate them like you have seen in the past 20 years.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, what was that like back then? Like the competition level, was it neck and neck or?
Well, it was because we knew what teams that back then who had the guys. We knew.
Yeah.
Like Griffin had Joe Ward.
Okay.
I played against Joe. Joe, we graduated together, good friends.
Yeah.
Not Junior, not the one, not the chef.
Yeah.
But the dad. Yeah.
Okay.
So me and Joe, we graduated together, and we had.
Because me and Joe graduated in '99 together.
Yeah. See, me,
chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, me and Dad graduated in '81 together, and we used to hang around.
'81. That's when I was born.
Yeah.
God almighty.
And we used to hang around Gordon College a lot and play a lot over there. So Joe and I became good friends, and we knew each other's game. And
all right, so I see here it said you purchased the club in '88. Now, what was you doing from '81 to '88? You graduated from Gordon College in 1985. Also received a lifetime FCC license from Griffin Tech in electronics in '85. Electronics.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that you done in electronics, as far as I know, is hooked up a bunch of equipment and used it.
Pretty much, but that's what I retired from UPS, so I was a UPS man.
Come on now.
Yeah, and so back in '84, when I started working with UPS, and so when what we call the dyad, when it came out, I was the first one that got trained on the dyad, and then I helped train everyone else on it because of my electronic background. And so I did that till I had an accident and broke my neck, basically. Mm-hmm. And I walked around. You probably remember me walking around with a neck brace.
Yeah, I do.
For 4 years.
Yeah. So
I had 2 neck surgeries, and a lot of people thought I was just trying to get a check, but I was trying to get well.
Yeah.
So
neck is serious.
Yeah. So it took 2.5 years for this surgery. Then it took a bone from my hip put here, and then after 2.5 years, they took a bone from the back of my pelvis and put it in the back of my neck.
You like regular old Frankenstein too, now.
I've had over 12 major surgeries.
Man, is this before purchasing the club?
Some of it it was after the purchasing the club.
What made you want to purchase the club?
I DJ'd for the owner, the original owner, and I cut grass up in my neighborhood, everyone up the road. And so when he was having some issues and he wanted to get out the business and he wanted to sell, but at that particular time, '88, my daughter, my oldest child, my wife was pregnant with my daughter, and so I really didn't want to go out on a limb like that by myself,
right?
And make that kind of investment. So then he approached my dad and asked my dad to purchase it. And it was the same thing with him. He didn't want to do it by himself. So we just teamed up together and purchased the club together, me and my dad, back in '88.
So it was called
Back then it was called the Crow's Nest.
Right.
And so we changed the name. Started having a lot of negativity going on. Even when the club wasn't open, that people say, it just happened to the Crow's Nest, it happened to this, blah, 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 blah. So what we did, we changed the name to the Rendezvous.
Right.
And we changed that name probably about 93, 92, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So that's the history why we changed the name. And then now most people they see that Z in the RENDEZVOUS, they see that and they say, Crow's nest. Yeah, crow's nest. That's what happens.
It's French. It has a French feel to it. Yeah.
And it means meeting place. That's all it is.
That's what it means.
A meeting place.
Rendezvous. That's exactly what it means. But that's interesting because I made flyers for you guys. I know 3-4 years straight. Now, not all of them, just the ones you would call me for. And I would put this name on every single one of them. It will be posted in neighborhoods. It will be all over social media.
Exactly.
And people would still say,
Crow's nest.
Going to the crow's nest.
Yeah.
You got people, my mother, my auntie, my dad, his brothers and cousins, all have a crow's nest story.
Yeah.
And
more than likely, I was the DJ for it when he had that story.
Now, so how long had Gordon been in Lamar County?
Gordon was a military college.
Oh.
So Gordon has been there in the early 90s. I mean, 1900s, like maybe 19...
What?
Yeah, Gordon, like 1940 or something like that down in the area.
So
yeah, Gordon been up a minute.
So you purchasing this club with your father, having been in a band, that just gave you, leeway to understand promotion.
It did. I would sit back and kind of notice, what. By me being young, I could kind of, and being in the business so long.
You went too far long coming from college.
Yeah. And so what I could do, I could kind of like sit back and kind of feel the change. And that's what you got to do. Like we were talking about the bell bottoms earlier. If you're not willing to make change, time will pass you by. And that's what, like, Smooth together. Smooth been with me since he got out of high school. 94. Yeah, he been with me that long since he got out of high school. So he's like a little brother to me.
Because they got a documentary on Hulu about Freaknik. That's like around that time, right? And DJ Smooth was like on fire.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like on fire. And so do you feel like at some point he started to see what you wasn't able to see no more in terms of?
We kind of saw the change together.
Yeah.
Because we would talk like women back then. He and I, we would be on the phone sometimes 4-5 times a day.
Yeah.
Trying to figure things out and trying to iron it out.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of credit for doing the stuff. He got a lot of credit for doing the stuff.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was a team effort.
Between you, him, and your father.
More me and him. Just to keep it real. And just keep saying we keeping it real.
Now is your father the fella who used to handle the back door?
Sometimes.
Well, you didn't want to go to that back door.
Yeah, sometimes.
Now the back door you paid extra, but you got in faster. Well, you couldn't be driving. You get your neck slammed. He play with you.
Yeah.
But I appreciated that because you knew it wasn't no foolery coming through here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because it was mayhem on the line that y'all was handling. You know, because you gotta search all them guys because you never know who got some animosity on their chest.
Exactly.
That sounds like a lot of pressure.
It is because you have to, and you got to keep look at the body language. That's something I watch still today. When they come in the club, I'm watching the demeanor, how they if they're left-handed, if they're right-handed, how they moving. If they want to walk around and they're nursing the beer and they're keeping this empty bottle in the pocket. And I'm looking at all that.
Yeah.
Because those are signs, and so you have to keep that in mind. So if I'm watching someone that's careless and reckless out there, I need to approach them and at least try to find out what's going on with them.
Yeah.
And
So, because I can remember you DJing and securing the place.
absolutely, still do a little bit of that today.
You know, you might first get there, Toot to be on the ones and twos. 15 minutes later, he'll be escorting somebody out of there.
I just, it's just like that's a extension of my home, and I kind of look at it this way: I never will, not me personally, go to someone else's home and disrespect them in their home. You know, I may have something, my temper may flare, my voice may get a little loud, but I know how to calm it back down and get back where I need to be.
Right.
And so I never would disrespect the one to that nature. And that's what I try to always keep in my mind, that someone might have a bad day, and try to find out what's going on and not just put hands on them.
Yeah.
No, we all grown. Nobody want hands put on them.
Right.
But
Toot, I can't remember a time ever coming there and not seeing your wife there.
very, very, very rare.
She was
Very rare.
always there.
Very rare. She's been my partner. We've been together since 1980.
Earlier when I was going, I would see your son and daughter there. Mm-hmm. But then after a while, I wouldn't see him as much.
Yeah, my daughter's pretty much there every time.
Okay.
And my son is reappearing also now.
Yeah.
So 'cause he was doing the UPS thing also.
Okay.
So and then he was a supervisor, and so his time was very limited. Well,
you saying was he's not?
No, he let that go. He after 12
so he didn't
years.
retire.
No, he didn't retire, but after 12 years, he had enough of it. And,
12 years is good.
Yeah. So he was supervising, and they would start trying to downsize, and he saw it before it got too far, and then he just eased on that.
Vivian,
that's my wife.
43 years, man. Mm-hmm. That's longer than I've been breathing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I put her through hell a lot of time, Chris. I always tease until she put me through hell, but I did put her through some changes.
Well, I'm glad you said that, right? Mm-hmm. Because who the hell don't put their significant other through something? Mm-hmm. I don't think none of us mean to. And it's interesting because 43 years, man, the dating scene, relationships in 2024 is so stank.
Yeah.
I don't see how anybody can find anything tangible to hold on to in a relationship. Everything is so easily to drop.
Exactly.
you know?
And anything real wild takes time.
But when the relationships is set up like that, right? That means you probably not gonna wind up in a long-term relationship. Mm-hmm. Even if you got a girlfriend and another girlfriend, like you've dealt with both of them for a long time. Mm-hmm. But now relationships end so quickly, you don't have no choice but to try someone else.
Yeah.
So now you starting to get body counts. And everybody is getting scored by their body count. You know, if you got too many.
Yeah.
Yeah. But who don't have, you know what I'm saying?
I plead the fifth.
I know that, but I'm saying you only find the older groups still together, and the younger people. Man, my dad is 60, his mid-60s, and I don't think he's ashamed. I also know that he's not proud of it, but he's been married more than 3 times.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And he's an older guy he's tried to get it right here, he tried to get it right there, and he tried to get it right over here. Now he's an old school guy, so back then it's get married.
Exactly.
It's get married, like So to him, he's like, that's what I'm supposed to do, get married. But the relationships don't survive.
Yeah.
43 years, man.
Yeah, 43.
That's God. At that point, it's like, what's the point of? We done did it all.
Yeah, and that's that's why I travel a lot now, because a lot of times back, my time was consumed from the club and doing stuff for other people.
Yeah,
having a good time.
Yeah.
So now holidays, I'm not opening as much. I'm not chasing the dollar, what have you.
Yeah.
So some people say, well, you're not gonna open up such. Well, sometimes I don't care about opening it up because if it's just gonna be a half crowd,
it's just not worth it.
Not worth it. And I enjoy my family.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the family time that I do spend because a lot of time I miss that time coming up.
Now, Toot, you played football, baseball, and basketball, and it don't sound like you had time to do any much wrestling.
Not much.
Now, all I did was play basketball. Granted, that's all I did. All day, every day. and when I was a younger version of myself, my stroke number was in the hundreds of thousands. But I'm 42. Now my stroke number down to just about under 400. You've been around a little bit longer than me.
Yeah. I've been up there close with Pop said up there.
Your stroke number is still on 400? Well, you gonna broke it down to the one.
Age got a way of breaking it all stuff down.
Trust me, man. I've been cutting hair for 25 years or so. And, man, I've seen a lot of young men from babies turn into men and have babies. I've seen old men go from their mid-40s, get so old to where they die or just got a cane. And the stories, man, they are all identical. None of them change. And I already know when I get a certain age, I'm going to be in the ones.
Well, I put it this way to you. What I used to do all night, now it take me all night to think about doing it. I didn't say I was doing it. I said to think about doing it.
I like that. Well, man, I sure do appreciate you coming through here having this conversation with me on my platform.
It's a pleasure with me. I mean, I have the utmost respect for you. And about the posters, you do A1 job, about the posters and the flyers. You've always did quality work and you still do it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I didn't use you a lot of time because I knew you already had a lot on your plate already.
Yeah. Well, back then, it was a lot of people wanting to be important. That was calling me, trying to get things done. And I had to learn how to weave them out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And because I was like, I had just had a son, man. And I was just trying to make as much money as I could. I didn't want, it was hard trying to take care of the two that I had. And my nephew was in my life strong. So, I didn't really want to be a graphic designer. It's just, I was having a son and I couldn't avoid it. So, there wasn't nobody paying me lots of money to come rap.
Yeah.
They would pay me to do a flyer. So, I'll do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But yeah, I did. Back then I had a lot on my plate. But it was a lot of open vendors back then. It's not so much now. Especially around here, it's not many places, And now at this point, there's a lot of graphic designers. So, the competition is what it is. So I ain't mad at that. I still do the work. I just do it when I'm called upon. Other than that, I don't. But yeah, man. I can remember times where I felt like I was in between things that was going on. That wasn't really no one's fault, right? Because the only thing that was happening was everybody was trying to attract the same crowd.
Exactly.
On the same weekend.
Exactly.
And it just caused a confliction by mistake. But it happened, and I felt like sometimes I was in between it a little bit because I would be told not to do this and, don't do that.
See, that's the difference in this generation as opposed to when I started. When I started, we all the jocks, the Samuels, the Chicos, the Spider-Man, the Nightlife, we all got along.
Right.
Clyde and Company. We all got along. Bruce the Deuce. I don't want to leave Bruce out. Yeah. But we all got along. And we all would have a night. We all would have a weekend.
Yeah.
And when we all had clubs, the crowd, this night may be American Legion night, the night here may be the People's Choice night, this night may be the Crow's Nest night. And everyone kind of went around because of the same people, the same crowd. But we having the animosity.
Right.
We would a lot of time put on four or five DJs at one. They try to do it now, but we used to do that back then.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't no animosity from the club owners. It was just generally the promoters, and it really wasn't no animosity between them. It was just misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding.
You know what I'm saying? Like the dollar was available and everybody wanted to get it. Like how it is now. Like back when I was recording stuff, it was just me and 2 more other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's recording. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like back then, I was just like 1 or 2 graphic designers. Now it's a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And and like at this point in time, like it's a million podcasts. So I just get in where I fit in, man. You know. But yeah, it was special. It was fun. I liked it. I just felt like I was connected to everybody, which made this easy to do. And man, that was some special time, man. It was fun. One of my most fondest memories in the Rendezvous. I want to tell this story. One of my fondest memories in the Rendezvous. Probably one of the scariest and most fondest memories. The Four Loko drink had came out.
Oh my God.
The Four Loko drink had came out. I don't think nobody knew what was in those drinks. And it had people doing things that I don't even know that y'all knew it was happening until maybe a month later. By the time enough of this had happened, y'all started looking for it. But there were people actually doing things with each other in the middle of the dance floor. Because it was crowded. Yeah. Like that back then, the Rendezvous was always crowded. Like shoulder to shoulder, like not no crowded where, you know, you could just walk through and be cool. Like, nah, you literally had to say, excuse me, the entire time you was trying to get from one place to the next. Like, so it was easy to just do something right here and people right here wouldn't even know it. Yeah. Because I didn't know it until I was going through and seeing it. Like, oh, they actually, and then this, oh, yeah, there. But it was just the Four Loko era. But it wasn't just your establishment. Everywhere, because we was following Smooth at the time. We were trying to become rappers. Everywhere he went, we was trying to be there. And the Four Lokos was out. Everywhere we went where Four Lokos was at, this was going on. But I just remember that was one of my most fondest memories. But I also thought it was scary because I was like, if the security see this, they gonna flow them to the floor. Well, I don't even think they gonna make it outside. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Yeah. You still in the band? Y'all still?
I still do all of it. I still DJ. I still do the band. And, you know, but when you've been out there for a minute, people tend to forget you because they're looking for something new. Yeah, always looking for something new. And excuse me, but I can do the same thing the young guys do.
Well, 112
with that electronics.
112, Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
The older artists, they still touring. Oh yeah, they're still doing their thing. They're just doing it to their audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we still do show with Stacey Adams, the up and coming artist Stacey. Yeah. Sir Charles. We do stuff with Pokey. I did stuff with Bobby Rush. Yeah. You know, so
I don't know nobody you just said.
They all
who is Pokey?
Pokey Bells.
Okay, I thought that's who you was talking about. You know, I think y'all had him there one time, and I think I might have did the flyer, and I didn't know what he was. I thought he was a comedian. I was like, you know, they finna start having comedy acts there. I didn't realize he had a song, and I didn't realize the song he had was the one everybody had been singing. So I'm like, it was just surreal.
I actually have been playing that song on the west side over around the LaGrange area. Excuse me, 2 years before it hit down this area. Yeah, I put it in the old stack. Yeah. And then by the time it came over here, it was already. I've been playing it already 2 years.
Yeah, so. Well, that's how I go, I guess. I think one time Smooth tried to rebirth me and B4 because B4 had a song that everybody liked and would sing along to. I had a song that everybody liked and would sing along to. I think Smooth tried to reboot us, but the venue happened. B4 got into some legal stuff, and we just didn't work it out. But I think what he was trying to do is he knew that we still had an audience.
Still had a buzz.
You know.
Still had a buzz.
Even though it wasn't the young people. Yeah. It was people our age, and I think he knew that, and he was trying to reboot us. And
yeah, we
still to this day, we still probably can, man. You just gave me inspiration, man.
And that's all it takes, you know.
And people come to me all the time, like, Chris, you still rap? And I shut them down. I ain't write no more, but I perform them old songs.
And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Because you know, when I'm up there, people that really are into live music, they appreciate the art.
Right.
And if you got something to bring to the table, they'll see it. We'll notice it.
Yeah.
My nephew Fair Jones over there.
Oh yeah.
Fair.
He done reinvented himself several times.
So he started out with my other nephew, Big Gank.
Right.
He started out because him and Big Gank are first cousins.
Right.
And he started out just hanging around Big Gank.
Right.
And Gank got out of it.
Yeah.
And so Gank put him on one time and he was climbing, and he been climbing, but
the people that he rapping to,
and he got an audience now.
Because they know he talking about, he ain't faking.
No, he's not faking. He's not faking. Then I see him. I may see him in a minute or two because I go to I go to Woodbury every Sunday and see my father-in-law. He's 92, and he look forward to seeing me.
Right.
And so me and Fair run into each other all the time, and we talk on Facebook and what have you.
Well, shout out to Fair Jones and Big Gang.
Yeah.
I don't have Big Gang on here.
Yes, sir. Big Gang.
Your turn now, Fair.
Yeah. We might be able to get him on here.
I hope he comes.
Yeah.
But Fair, I've done work for Fair.
Yeah. Fair got that trail ride song, and it's picking up.
I've done work for Fair. He get ready to do an event, and he really wanted to be eye catching. He'll hit me up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of him because when he first started, everyone was laughing at him.
Yeah.
And I'm just being honest. He was laughing, but he kept striving. He kept doing it, and he kept doing this thing. And now he's got an audience. Yeah. And we so quick to tear people down instead of throwing a rope to lift them up, pull them up.
Yeah.
So when I see him on Facebook, I'll be 3:00 in the morning, or sometime I'll text him, nephew, keep up the good work, keep doing what you're doing, and he hit me back, love sign up. Yeah. And a genuine love.
You can't deny consistency. You got consistency all over this paper. The most glaring thing on this paper to me is these 43 years you've been married to Vivian. Mm-hmm. That's amazing to me because these people in today is dying out here in these relationships, man. They are falling apart. Everybody needs therapy. Yeah. In 2024, everybody needs therapy because so much is happening to their emotions in these failed relationships and things. And it don't have to be an intimate relationship. It could just be a business relationship. Like, it's so many things that got people's mind broken and discombobulated, Consistency, man. Yeah, So shout out to Fair, shout out to Big Gang, shout out to DJ Smooth, shout out to the Rendezvous and the entire Horton family. Shout out to them 43 years, man.
Well, I appreciate it, bro. It was a pleasure. But like the songwriter say, I can't stay too long.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming, man. Holla at you guys.
Appreciate you.